Good afternoon from Woodleigh Park. You're very welcome to our live streaming of today's Division 1B 10th round match between Highfield and Shannon. Highfield are top of the table with Old Wesley on 36 points. Their only loss of the season so far came against Shannon on the 11th of December in Thomond Park, so Highfield will be out for revenge in today's back-to-back league fixture. Shannon are 5th on the table on 25 points, having won 4, lost 4 and drawn 1 of their matches so far. They're fighting for a top 4 position with St Mary's, who are 3 points above them on 28, and City of Armagh, who are 2 points behind them on 23. Shannon bring a very strong side to Woodleigh Park today, with Declan Moore starting at hooker and Roman on the bench, both of whom have played for Munster this season. And while Jake Flannery is missing from the Shannon side on Munster duty, he was also missing from the December clash between the two sides. Today's game is being streamed thanks to the generous support of our sponsors Perfect Reception, Ireland's leading hotel call provider that makes sure Irish hotels never miss a call. If you would like to know more about Perfect Reception, why not check their website at www.reception.ie. We'd also like to give a shout out to our club sponsors STS Group and to Liam Lenihan in particular. Over recent years, the STS Group have been hugely supportive of the club, and we'd like to express our appreciation of this ongoing support. So thank you, STS Group. And a very warm welcome to all our club members and friends who are based away from home. Many indeed are joining us today from all parts of the globe. You're all very welcome. If you'd like to play your part to help your club, why not play the Club Lotto online on the website www.highfieldrfc.ie. You can be in with a chance of winning the jackpot from just €2 per week. The jackpot is over €4,000 this week. This could be a great help for a much needed funding of our club. And your teams for today's AIL Division 1B clash line out as follows. For Shannon, at number 15, Aaron Herr. Number 14, Ikem Uguero. Number 13, Killian Deneen. Number 12, Alan Flannery. Number 11, Joshua Costello. Number 10, John O'Sullivan. Number 9, Ian Leonard. And the forwards, number 1, Conor Glynn. Number 2, Declan Moore. Number 3, Dara McSweeney. Number 4, Ronan Coffey. Number 5, Jade Creel. Number 6, Kelvin Brown. Number 7, Charlie Carmody. And number 8, Captain Lee Nicholas. And the reserves for Shannon today are number 16, Jordan Prendeville. Number 17, Roman Salanoa. Number 18, Kieran Ryan. Number 19, Jamie McGarry. Number 20, Ethan Collin. And number 21, Colm Heffernan. And the Highfield side for today's clash lines out as follows. At number 15, Shane O'Riordan. Number 14, Ben Murphy. Number 13, Paddy O'Toole. Number 12, Ethan Maloney. Number 11, Paul Stack. Number 10, James Taylor. And number 9, Captain Chris Bannon. And the forwards, number 1, James Rochford. Number 2, Travis Coomey. Number 3, Ian McCarthy. Number 4, Owen Keating. Number 5, Fintan O'Sullivan. Number 6, David O'Connell. Number 7, Ronan O'Sullivan. Number 8, Maya Cronin. And the reserves for Highfield, number 16, Callum McIntosh. Number 17, Dara Fitzgerald. Number 18, Eddie Earl. Number 19, Cathal Gallagher. Number 20, David O'Sullivan. Number 21, Sean Quaid. And Shannon are first to come out on the pitch, led by their captain, Lee Nicholas. And Shannon have a much changed side from the game before Christmas. Beg your pardon. Declan Moore in for Jordan Prendeville, Dara McSweeney in for Luke Rigney, Jade Creel in for David Marr, Kelvin Brown in for Sean McCarthy. And Captain Lee Nicholas moves to number 8 to replace Colm Heffernan. On the Highfield side, Ian McCarthy returns for Paddy Ryan. Owen Keating comes to the second row. David O'Connell moves to the back row from second row. Ronan O'Sullivan comes in for Cathal Gallagher in the back row. And Ethan Maloney replaces Dave O'Sullivan in the centres. So Highfield to kick off. James Taylor to start the game for us today. The wind slightly favouring Shannon in this first half. Not a very strong wind, but definitely behind the backs of the Shannon players. A dry day. Pitch underfoot, maybe a little bit wet, a little bit heavy, but good conditions for rugby at the moment. So Taylor to get us going. High kick-off, taken brilliantly there by Fintan O'Sullivan. Bannon finds Ronan O'Sullivan. Ronan still going forward. Good start by Highfield. Bannon, David O'Connell. O'Connell goes to ground just short of halfway. Bannon again. This time looks for Taylor. Out to Maloney. Maloney over into the 22. Strong break by Maloney there. Bannon again. This time finds Coomey. Travis Coomey. Coomey goes to ground. Bannon. Taylor. Taylor with a sidestep. Little jink. Makes a half break. Taylor's made a break. He's right through. Halfway between the 22 and the goal line. Comes to Fintan O'Sullivan on the charge. Bannon finds Dave O'Connell. Well tackled there. Just short of the line. Bannon. Shane O'Riordan. Maloney. Maloney takes it back in field. Support from Ronan O'Sullivan.
Come to rock, Chrissy!
Keating takes it forward again. Bannon. Taylor. O'Riordan. Stack. Charges into the tackle. The ball is set up again. Bannon. Finds Travis Coomey. Well hit there. Driven backwards. But they retain possession. Bannon again. Into Fintan O'Sullivan. Another good carry by O'Sullivan. Bannon this time finds Keating. Taylor long pass to Maloney. Maloney tackled just short of the 5-metre line. Oh, and we had a knock on there. Referee is giving the knock on. Taylor checks inside. Ball goes forward, and referee says it was no more than a knock on. Scrum to Highfield. Scrum to Highfield. About 8 metres out from the Shannon line. A very bright start by Highfield. Taylor making a few good breaks. Maloney making a good carry. And O'Sullivan, both O'Sullivans, Fintan and Ronan, carrying very well. So a very bright start for Highfield. Shannon defending very well. Some excellent tackling close to the line. And one of the players receiving a bit of attention before we have our first scrum of the game. And front rows, get ready for the first scrum of the game. Bannon to put in. Important scrum now for Rochford, Coomey and McCarthy up against Glynn, Moore and McSweeney. Bannon with the put in. Scrum is very steady. Highfield get the nudge. Picked Cronin. Oh, and Ben Murphy, unfortunately, Cronin made a great break from the base of the scrum, and Ben Murphy, very early in the game, the hands cold, ball slipped through his fingers. Golden opportunity there, but Highfield still very near that line. Highfield have opened very brightly in this game. Great break from the base of the scrum there by Maya Cronin at number 8. So, first scrum, Highfield was rock solid. So let's see how Shannon go on their first scrum. A strong front row, Conor Glynn, Declan Moore, Dara McSweeney. We'll be hoping to anchor this scrum for them. Ian Leonard to put into the scrum for Shannon. So Leonard puts in. Again, a solid scrum. Shannon get the nudge. And penalty Shannon. Ian McCarthy popped out of the scrum. Referee says he stood up. And penalty Shannon. And Shannon delighted with that. Penalty in the second scrum of the game. So John O'Sullivan looking for the touchline. Finds his touch. Just on the halfway. Good kick. Good kick there by John O'Sullivan. And Maya Cronin still debating with the referee about that last scrum. Shannon delighted with the result. And now Declan Moore to put into the first line out of the game. Well taken by Jade Creel. Out the line from O'Sullivan. Good tackling in the midfield there by the Highfield defence. Good run by Declan Moore. Out to Killian Deneen. Leonard. Looking for Glenn. Leonard again. This time out to O'Sullivan. And the planned move fell down there. It just slipped out of the hands of Charlie Carmody, of Captain Lee Nicholas, and the scrum is to Highfield. So third scrum of the game. Highfield were rock solid on the first one. Shannon won the penalty on the second. Let's see how the third scrum of the game goes with Chris Bannon to put in for Highfield. And with 7 minutes gone in the game, still no score. Both teams just feeling each other out at this stage of the game. Bannon to put in. The referee will be watching the front rows closely here. McCarthy and Glynn being watched carefully by the referee. Two very strong packs here. Very little between them. And the referee is happy with this one. Bannon puts in. Cronin, Bannon, out to Taylor. O'Riordan. O'Riordan finds Ben Murphy. Murphy. Unlucky there. Loses possession. Well robbed by Charlie Carmody. Penalty to Highfield, or to Shannon. Good defence by the Shannon team there. Strong over the ball. And John O'Sullivan finds a good touch. And Declan Moore put into the line. Successfully found his man first throw. Shannon go for 5. Going to the back. Taken by Nicholas. Out the line. Strong drive in the middle of the field from Charlie Carmody. And again, the handling, letting Shannon down. And this time, Highfield get the penalty. Shannon, the handling's left them down on a number of occasions out the back line in promising situations. Taylor to find touch for Highfield. And he duly does so. About 5 metres outside the Shannon 22. Travis Coomey will put into the line out for Highfield. Coomey finds Keating, well taken by Keating in the middle. Cronin, Bannon, Taylor, Stack coming in from the other wing. Long pass from Stack to Murphy. Murphy, kick blocked down. Kick blocked down by Aaron Hare. And Highfield bringing Stack across from the far wing, trying to vary the play. With good defence by fullback Aaron Hare. Blocked the ball down. So Coomey, having had a successful throw on the far side of the pitch, just outside the Shannon 22, will look to find his man again. Coomey finds O'Connell at the back, and Cronin, well tackled there at the middle of the pitch. Bannon, woo, it bounced off Maloney. Shannon had the advantage. And all the way back with the kick, so Shannon will get the scrum for the knock-on by Ethan Maloney. Both teams guilty of some handling errors at this early stage of the game. Both teams yet to settle. Good line-out take there by Dave O'Connell for Highfield. And Cronin has been very prominent. Number 8 Cronin has handled the ball quite a lot for Highfield so far today. So, Shannon with the scrum. Leonard to put in. Looking for that solidity again from Glynn, Moore and McSweeney. Shannon issuing instructions as Leonard puts in. Leonard puts into the scrum. And the referee penalises Highfield for going down on the knee. So Shannon win their second scrum penalty of the game. One of the Highfield props guilty of going down on his knee. So John O'Sullivan looks to the touchline. With the right foot. Finds a good touch. Doesn't find a good touch. Well taken by O'Riordan. Taylor, outside his 22. Kicks a long ball. Taken there by Hare. By O'Sullivan, I beg your pardon. John O'Sullivan feeds it back. Leonard, looking for his forwards. Finds Nicholas. Leonard. O'Sullivan. That one's right up the middle of the pitch. O'Riordan takes very securely. Well taken by O'Riordan. Needs support now. Great work by Shane O'Riordan at fullback. Ben Murphy at scrum half. Feeds it out to Rochford. Flicks it on to Coomey. Coomey breaks the first tackle. Bannon looking for the big man Keating. Out to Taylor. Flat pass to Maya Cronin. The ball is there for Bannon. Feeds to Dave O'Connell. O'Connell makes a break in the middle of the field. On the Highfield 10. And Paddy O'Toole brought to ground. Popped for Rochford by Taylor. Good work by Rochford. Bannon looks for Taylor. Taylor looking for the touchline. Covered by John O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan puts up the high one. Very high, very long. Bannon is there on his own. Takes it very securely. Finds Shane O'Riordan. O'Riordan looks to the touchline. The ball is bouncing in front of Hare. He gets it. This time his kick is blocked. Highfield secure the ball. O'Riordan playing scrum half. O'Riordan's blocked this time. So we've had 2 blocked kicks. One for Shannon, one for Highfield. And this time, Highfield give away the penalty. Very scrappy piece of play there. Both teams getting kicks blocked down, where cooler heads may have been called for. O'Sullivan will look to bring Shannon into the Highfield 22. Good kick. Into Highfield half. On the 10-metre line. Shannon with the throw. And still scoreless after 15 minutes of play. Very tight game. Neither team can get on top. Moore with the throw. Very well taken there by Coffey. The Highfield put pressure on. Scrum half Leonard's in trouble here. And Highfield get the scrum. Shannon will be disappointed with that. Good take on the line out. But it got a bit scrappy. Highfield were very fast onto it and secured the scrum. Leonard won't thank his forwards there for letting him exposed. So Bannon with the put in. And we have a stoppage while Highfield number 8, Maya Cronin, gets some attention. So far a very even game. Neither team can get on top. Just over 15 minutes played. Still no score. A lot of the game being played in the middle of the park. Both teams guilty of handling errors. Maybe a bit of rust there after the Christmas break. And Cronin, who's had a very good game, getting a bit of attention there. Both packs glad of the break, getting some water in. And we'll resume with a scrum to Highfield. And again, all eyes on McCarthy and Glynn. This time the referee's gone to the far side of the scrum, looking at Rochford and McSweeney. Bannon with the put in. And scrum's gone down at this side. Keenly contested scrums. Neither front row wants the other to get on top. Referee will have to try and watch both sides. And this time referee staying at this side, watching Glynn and McCarthy. Very even contest. Highfield with the brighter start. But Shannon will be happy with the way their scrummaging has gone. They've won a couple of penalties. Now let's see if Highfield can hold this one. Bannon with the put in. And this time Highfield get the penalty. This time Highfield get the penalty. And there's a bit of handbags. A bit of wrestling. This is all a bit silly. All a bit silly here. The referee will have to take control of this. All a bit silly. Highfield will be delighted with the penalty in the scrum. That time, Glynn penalised for going across the scrum. Now the referee will have to speak to the captains after this and his touch judge. Again, no love lost between the two packs. Very closely contested game down in Thomond Park. And the very same here today. So any small advantage either pack gets is obviously something to boast about. Now the referee speaks to the captains. And he's changed his decision for something that happened after the whistle went. Bit of indiscipline there by the Highfield pack. The coaches won't be happy with that. They'd won a good scrum penalty. No need to give it away. O'Sullivan with the kick. Sullivan kicks it into the Highfield 22. Just inside the 22. Shannon will be looking to set a good attacking situation up here with a good line out. More to throw in. Moore finds Nicholas. Highfield defending it well. Defending it well so far. It's crabbing across the pitch. Crabbing across the pitch. Not going. Now Shannon getting a forward momentum. It's a good drive by Shannon. Highfield. And Cronin there swam his way through. And that was incredible work by Maya Cronin. The Highfield number 8 swam his way through them all and secured the penalty for Highfield. Super work there by Cronin. Shannon had a very promising situation there, but great work by Cronin to disrupt them all. And Taylor finds touch on the 10-metre line. So relief for Highfield there. The Shannon Maul was heading towards the line, but Cronin managed to work his way through it and secured the penalty for Highfield. Now Kumi, after 22 minutes on the clock. Kumi to put in, still 0-0. Perfect day for rugby. Kumi, long throw, Keating, the giant at the back. Taylor, into Maloney. Maloney takes 2 to bring him down. Bannon, Taylor, pops it to Stack. Out to Reardon. Reardon with the grubber kick. And Ikem Ugueru tackled on the 22. Nicholas charges forward. Leonard going with the kick himself. Gets a lot of height on it. Taylor takes well. Breaks the first tackle. Well brought down by Killian Deneen. But Highfield secure possession. And a drive over. Bannon appeals to the referee. Referee allowed the drive over onto the scrum half. This time O'Sullivan kicks to the far touchline. Long kick. Stack takes. Stack with the kick. And finds a good touch. Good defence. Little bit of hesitation there from Chris Bannon at the base of that ruck. Allowed the Shannon forwards to come through on it. And O'Sullivan looking for the space on the far touchline. Well covered by Stack. Cleared his lines well. And Bannon still debating with the referee as to what happened at that last ruck. Not happy. As we have a water break. 24 minutes on the clock. A very, very closely contested game. Very few chances. Highfield had one clear-cut chance early in the game where Maya Cronin made a great break from the base of the scrum and the ball was lost close to the line. So still anybody's game here. As I say, perfect conditions. What breeze there is to the back of the Shannon team, but it's very little. And the pitch is in good shape. Maybe a little bit heavy underfoot, but in very good shape. But it's very hard to see either side getting the upper hand here. It's very closely contested all over the field. So we'll now resume after the water break with a Shannon line out. About 15 metres inside the Highfield half. More to put in. Finds Jade Creel. Keating this time swimming through the line. And again, Highfield win. Oh no, this time the referee indicated a Highfield penalty first. This time it's against Keating. Did a little bit too much swimming that time. So the referee indicated a Highfield penalty first, but he meant Shannon. So John O'Sullivan now to bring Shannon deep into the Highfield half. O'Sullivan, right-footed, brings play about 5 metres inside the Highfield 22. Very good attacking position here for Shannon. So Moore will throw into the line out. Gets his instructions from Conor Glenn. Moore taken. Eventually comes to hand. Leonard pops it again. Rochford with the tackle. And again, superb defence by Highfield. Shannon guilty of going off their feet. Super tackling there by the Highfield defenders. And Taylor to relieve the pressure with a good kick. Brings play almost to the halfway. That's a great clearance kick by Taylor. Great defence by Highfield. Shannon will be a bit disappointed. They've had two promising line-out positions, and both times Highfield have defended them really well. So now, Highfield line-out. Travis Coomey to throw it in. Receives his instructions from James Rossford. Coomey. Finds O'Connell. Good throw by Coomey. Highfield more on the move here. Over the halfway line to keep it going. Still going into the Shannon half. The ball is secured there by Dave O'Connell. Bannon. The ball falls, but it goes backwards. Taylor finds Paddy O'Toole. O'Toole with a long pass to O'Riordan. O'Riordan finds Stack. Stack with the kick ahead, but it's blocked. And a number of promising attacks have been well defended by both teams. Highfield will be happy with that. A good maul over the halfway line. Through the hands, but well covered defensively by Shannon. So again, Coomey with the put into the line out. Excellent throw last time to find O'Connell at the back. And here we go again. Travis Coomey. Just on the Shannon 10-metre line. Coomey. O'Connell this time bats it back. Bannon takes it on the bounce. Taylor straight to Maloney. Maloney makes good ground there through two tackles. Out to Taylor. Taylor finds Stack on the loop. Stack to Murphy. And Murphy unceremoniously tackled there by full-back. Hare. Bannon. Taylor. O'Riordan. O'Toole. And the ball is knocked on there. Shannon secure possession. Chance for Shannon here. Moore. Tackled by O'Connell. Leonard, he's unlucky there, he slips. Highfield tried to get over it. Murphy drives in very well. And this time the referee says, never let him up. So, penalty against Highfield. Bannon questioning the decision, but the referee waving him away. John O'Sullivan to bring Shannon up the line. A good kick by O'Sullivan. About 10 yards outside, 10 metres outside the Highfield 22. Declan Moore will put it in. Instructions from Conor Glenn. So Moore with the line out. Very well taken there by Prendeville. It goes out the line. And yet another knock on. And Shannon will be a bit frustrated. They've had a number of promising situations where the ball has gone to ground. Alan Flannery there, a bit annoyed with himself, lost it just as he was going into contact. So scrum to Highfield. Scrum to Highfield. Bannon will put in. And the scrums have been very tightly contested. Highfield won the penalty last time, but had it reversed. So let's see how we go on this occasion. 32 minutes on the clock. Still 0-0 here at Woodleigh Park. Scrums down. Bannon with the put in. Scrum. Scrum is rotating. Bannon takes. Taylor does very well to pick a bouncing ball off the ground. Great break by Taylor. Great break by Taylor. Bannon. Fintan O'Sullivan. Charges into two opponents. Bannon finds Ronan O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan, well tackled there. Well tackled there by Charlie Carmody. Ball is kicked downfield. Hare. Pass across to Leonard. Leonard pops it. But Maya Cronin was there. The ball has gone loose. Cronin pops it to Maloney. Maloney goes for the kick down the line. And the referee calls play back. Highfield, another scrum. And player down back here. Ronan O'Sullivan of Highfield. Looks to be in a bit of trouble. Referee going to have a chat. The Highfield medical staff and Coach Lee have a look at him. A little bit of concern about him. Highfield will be pleased with that last scrum, got the ball out of there. And O'Sullivan is fit to continue. Young lad, very promising player. A hardy bit of stuff, he'll be fine. So scrum to Highfield. After 34 minutes on the clock, still 0-0. Very tense, close game, anybody's game. Referee again now, will keep a close eye on the front rows. Rochford, Coomey and McCarthy will be happy with the last scrum. And Glenn Moore and Max Sweeney will be trying to put a bit of pressure on them in this one. About 5 metres out from the Shannon 22. Good attacking position for Highfield. Ball's in. Scrum is rock solid. Bannon finds Paddy O'Toole this time. O'Toole to Maloney on the charge. Maloney. Very strong man, Maloney. Very hard to stop. Bannon pops it to Keating. Keating driven back by 2 tacklers. Bannon finds Roland O'Sullivan. Bannon again. This time it's Rochford. And no rolling away there by Shannon. So a obvious one for the referee to pick up. Penalty for not rolling away. Against Aaron McSweeney. And Taylor is looking at the posts. So after 36 minutes of the game, James Taylor will attempt to open the scoring with a penalty about 5 metres outside the 22, right in the middle of the pitch. A kicker of his quality would expect to get this one and to open the scoring. And Taylor makes no mistake. First score of the game, penalty to Highfield, converted by James Taylor with 37 minutes on the clock. Highfield 3, Shannon 0. Very close game, but Highfield will be delighted to get the first points on the board. Now O'Sullivan to start the restart for Shannon. Bouncing the ball. Calls to his forwards. Gives it lots of height. Lots of height. Taylor's under it. Taylor takes. Finds Ben Murphy. Murphy finds an excellent touch. Great clearance kick there by Ben Murphy. And good take by Taylor. So, Declan Moore looking for instructions. Leonard gives him his instructions. 5-man line out. Moore finds his captain, Nicholas. Goes out to the middle of the pitch. Well driven. Back to O'Sullivan. Goes for the high one again. Shane O'Riordan's under it. Great take by O'Riordan. Well cleaned. Rochford drives it forward. Bannon finds Taylor. Maloney again. Great break by Maloney. Lovely layoff to Maya Cronin. Cronin into the tackle. Very well tackled by John O'Sullivan. Bannon finds Kumi. Bannon again. Paddy O'Toole. O'Toole finds the gap. Great work by O'Toole. Robbed by Shannon. Great rob there on the ground. And this time Shannon. And O'Riordan very unlucky there. Went for the intercept. Just unlucky. He had the line at his mercy if he held it. He had the line under his mercy if he held it. Penalty for the knock-on. And while O'Sullivan waits to clear his lines, Ethan Maloney, former Shannon man, receiving some attention. He's playing an excellent game here today against his former teammates. Very powerful ball carrier. He's made a few great breaks. And O'Sullivan finds his touch. So Shannon will have a line out on the 10-metre line in the Highfield half. Maloney still receiving attention. And it looks like Ethan Maloney will take no further part in the game, and he's being replaced by Dave O'Sullivan. Maloney will be a big loss to Highfield. He's played an excellent game right through that first half with some super carries. But Dave O'Sullivan is no mean operator himself. So we'll resume the game. There's 40 minutes up on the clock. Moore with the line out for Shannon. Goes to the back. Comes out the line. Alan Flannery makes a great run there. Leonard finds Lee Nicholas. Leonard, O'Sullivan. Penalty for not releasing in the tackle. So Shannon now get the opportunity, if they wish, to level the scores before the half-time whistle. Some great work there by Alan Flannery. Set up the situation in the middle of the pitch where Highfield were pinged for not releasing in the tackle. And now Shannon out half, John O'Sullivan has a chance to level the scores. A similar situation to Taylor's. Kick is right in the middle of the pitch, just outside the 22. And again, a kicker of O'Sullivan's quality would expect to get this.
Right? I'll go full face now.
O'Sullivan gets the points. So just on the half-time whistle, Shannon level the scores. So it's still anybody's game at half-time. Highfield 3, Shannon 3. Penalty for Highfield by James Taylor. And the reply just on the stroke of half-time by John O'Sullivan for Shannon. Very, very evenly contested game. Very hard to pick a winner at this stage. Both teams trying very hard to play rugby, but both defences very much on top. Both teams also guilty of some handling errors, which could have made a difference in the score sheet. But Highfield will be disappointed to lose Maloney, who had such a good first half. Shannon had no injury problems. So both teams now taking on the water at half-time. And just time for me to remind you that today's game is being streamed thanks to the generous support of our sponsors, Perfect Reception, Ireland's leading hotel call provider that makes sure Irish hotels never miss a call. If you would like to know more about Perfect Reception, why not check their website at www.reception.ie. And we'd like to give a shout out to our club sponsors, STS Group and Liam Lenihan in particular. Over recent years, the STS Group have been hugely supportive of the club. We'd like to express our appreciation of this ongoing support. And Highfield and Shannon are playing for the Dave MacDonald Cup today. The Dave MacDonald Cup was presented a number of years ago by the then Highfield president Joe MacDonald in honour of his dad Dave, who owned a bar here in Cork City. And Joe, of course, captain of the Highfield Senior Cup winning team in 1968. So the Dave MacDonald Memorial Trophy is up for grabs here today. And again, to all our friends and members who are based away from home, you're very welcome to this live streaming of the AIL Division 1B game between Highfield and Shannon. And if you'd like to play your part to help the club, you can play the club lotto online on the website www.highfieldrfc.ie. You can be in with a chance of winning from just €2 a week, and the jackpot this week is over €4,000. And obviously this would be a great help for funding the club. Anything in there you'd like? Oh, I'd love a drink or something. Take a drink of that? That'd be great. Thank you very much. No,
You got one? We brought your own this time, did you?
I'll be looked after.
I said I better look after him since he wasn't getting a punch behind the kid or something. I hope so, he deserves it.
It's coming through all right, is it?
Perfect.
That's great.
Brilliant.
That's great.
I can't turn you off, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Real nail biter, isn't it?
What is it about the last match? We get going, something happens.
They're very good, really, aren't they, both defenses? Manna from heaven.
You're doing a great job. Thank you so much.
And as we get ready for the second half, it's John O'Sullivan for Shannon to restart for us. Kicks it into the Highfield pack. Keating calls, takes it well. Goes to ground just outside his 22. Bannon finds Ronan O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan gets over the 22. Bannon again. This time to Taylor. Taylor puts the boot up the middle of the pitch. A high, loose ball there. Taken by O'Sullivan. Hare brought to ground by Dave O'Sullivan. Fed out to Alan Flannery. Flannery loses possession there just outside the Highfield 22. And O'Toole playing scrum half. Out to O'Riordan. O'Riordan's blocked. And the referee brings it back. No advantage to Highfield. Knock on just outside the 22. Knock on by Alan Flannery just outside the Highfield 22. And Highfield will be relieved that it's brought back for the scrum. So, scrum to Highfield. Scrum to Highfield, and Bannon will be putting in again. The ref keeping a close eye on the front rows. Rochford on this side on the loose head. The ref watching McCarthy. Bannon with the put in. Scrum is solid. Bannon takes it out of there. Out to Taylor. Taylor with a long pass out to Paddy O'Toole. O'Toole over the 22. O'Riordan finds Ben Murphy. Murphy. Unfortunately for Murphy, that one strays into touch. So play is brought all the way back to where he kicked it. Good possession by Highfield. And Murphy will be annoyed with himself for losing the possession there. So we'll resume with a line out to Shannon. Declan Moore to throw in. Moore finds Ronan Coffey. Nice kick through there by Alan Flannery. O'Riordan pops it back to Ben Murphy. And Murphy clears his lines, and one of the Shannon players is in a bit of trouble there in the middle of the pitch. And the medics go to have a look. He looks to be in a bit of pain. And it's Charlie Carmody. He's back on his feet. He's okay. Rejoins his teammates. Referee wanting them to get on with it. And we'll have a line out to Shannon. Promising attacking position here for Shannon. Declan Moore with the throw in to a full line out. And this time the throw is crooked. And Shannon will be very disappointed with that. A very promising attacking position. And the crooked throw gives away possession. Both sides guilty of not capitalising on attacking positions on a number of occasions in the game. Still 3-all after 5 minutes of the second half. Bannon will put in. Shannon get a push on. Bannon gets it out of there. Gets it to Taylor. Taylor juggled with it. Sidesteps out of trouble. Brilliant play by Taylor. Dave O'Sullivan with a fabulous break. O'Sullivan up the middle of the park. He's on his own. Tackled by Hare on the halfway. Bannon has it. Pops it out. 2. Coomey. Coomey goes to ground. Bannon again.
Get up, Jake.
This time O'Connell plays scrum half. Out to Keating in the middle of the park. Keating drives into 2 players. Good counter rocking there by Shannon. Paddy O'Toole. A very clever kick by O'Toole. Finds a good touch. Good passage of play. Super play by Taylor and Dave O'Sullivan in a situation where they could have been in big danger. Great feat by both players to make a break completely up the pitch, right up the middle of the pitch. O'Sullivan made a great break. Taylor, first of all, having got himself out of serious danger back there inside his own 22. But we continue with a line out to Shannon, and Declan Moore will be hoping to find his mark this time. His pack have a conflab. And Conor Glynn passes on the message. So Moore will be hoping to find his mark this time. And very well taken there in the middle by Ronan Coffey. Shannon set up the maul. But Highfield are, and again, Maya Cronin, not for the first time today, superb in the maul. Robbed ball. Keating drives over the first tackler. Bannon, Taylor, Dave O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan's been very lively since he came on. Bannon again. This time he finds Fintan O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan drives forward. A couple of metres outside the Shannon 22. Bannon finds Ronan O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan drives into the 22. Bannon again. This time he finds Dave O'Connell. O'Connell driving forward, setting it up. Good defence there. And penalty Highfield. Shannon player resting his arms on the ground before taking the ball. Penalty Highfield. And this time Taylor is going for the corner. And he duly does. So Highfield, an excellent attacking position here. Line out in the corner. Having a big meeting there, the pack. Referee urging them to get on with it. So Highfield will be hoping for some points from this position, about 5 metres out from the Shannon line. Travis Coomey to put in. To the line out. Coomey, well taken by O'Connell. Highfield set up the maul. The maul is set. Shannon are very solid defence at the moment. Now that Highfield got a bit of a move on. They're moving forward. Bannon. Dave O'Sullivan. Bannon finds Ronan O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan tackled well. Bannon again. This time he goes to Taylor. Out to Paddy O'Toole. O'Toole, lovely layoff there. Back to Dave O'Sullivan. This time, Cronin charges through the middle. Bannon finds Ronan O'Sullivan. Excellent tackle there, outside, just outside the post. Taylor checks inside. Got support there. They're over the ball. Bannon. And the ball came all off the foot, so Shannon have it. Moore. And Highfield will be very disappointed with that passage of play. And Leonard clears his lines. Great defence by Shannon. Highfield will be annoyed with themselves for not getting more out of that, but super defending by Shannon.
Go, Kieran.
Okay, half Charlie. Let's go. Big energy now.
And Highfield are changing, or sorry, Shannon are changing their entire front row. Bringing in Jordan Prendeville, Roman Salanoa, and Kieran Ryan. And Colm Heffernan goes into the back row. So 4 changes there. Nice ball to O'Connell. Maya Cronin on the charge for Highfield. Brought down 5 metres out. Fed out to Dave O'Sullivan. Very well tackled. Bannon has again. This time Ronan O'Sullivan. Driving again. Loses possession. Highfield get the bounce. Big Fintan O'Sullivan driving across the field. Bannon has a look around. This time goes to Paddy O'Toole. O'Toole to Maya Cronin. This time it's Rochford. Bannon. Fintan O'Sullivan again. And this time, a great rob on the ground. O'Sullivan slightly isolated. Great defence. Great defence. And Kieran Ryan getting over the ball. Penalty, Shannon. Great defending by Shannon there. And O'Sullivan. John O'Sullivan finds a good touch. Shannon will be delighted with that piece of defence. Highfield will be very frustrated. They had a number of try-scoring opportunities. And now Jordan Prendeville will put into the line out his first throw. I'll be hoping to hit his mark. 52 minutes on the clock. Well taken there again by Coffey. Into Alan Flannery. Flannery takes a lot of stopping. Leonard. Good drive forward there by Brown. Out the line. Hare. Hare makes a great break here. Pass inside. And Killian Deneen just short of the line. Great attack by Shannon. Great opportunity here. Penalty Shannon. Free play. Held up by the line. And the knock-on will be brought back for the penalty. Super play there. Great work by Killian Deneen. And Highfield rock back on their heels. Shannon have the penalty. Right in front of the post, about 5 metres out. And they haven't indicated yet as to what they're going to do. While Ian Leonard receives some attention. That was a superb piece of play by the Shannon backline. And almost rewarded with a try, knocked on with the line at mercy. So, looks like John O'Sullivan is going to take his points here. The kicking tee is down. So O'Sullivan, with 54 minutes on the clock, with this penalty to put Shannon 6-3 in front. And O'Sullivan won't miss from there. So, after 53 minutes on the clock, Shannon lead 6-3, and Highfield making the changes now. Bringing in
Big exit, come on.
Callum McIntosh and Cathal Gallagher. And well taken there by Coffey. Sets it up for Shannon. And Leonard, that one just went straight up in the air. And everybody stood around. Penalty, not retreating. And that's a bit careless by some of the Shannon forwards there, not to get behind the kicker. Give away an easy penalty. And Taylor will try and level the scoring again. Leonard's kick had great height in it, but no distance. And players didn't retreat. So now James Taylor, about 10 metres outside the 22, on the left-hand side, good side for a right-footed kicker like him. This to level the sides again, level the scores after 56 minutes on the clock. Taylor going through his routine. And he strikes it perfectly. Beautiful kick by Taylor. And the sides are level once again. Highfield 6, Shannon 6. 2 penalties for John O'Sullivan for Shannon. 2 penalties for James Taylor for Highfield. Still anybody's game. 6-all. And Shannon have changed their entire front row. Highfield have brought in a new hooker, back row. This one is landing on Bannon just inside his 22. Bannon finds Maya Cronin. Cronin looks for a gap. Sets it up on the 22. Bannon back to Taylor. Taylor looking for the touchline. Huge kick by Taylor, taken by his opposite number, O'Sullivan. Gives it back to Hare. Aaron Hare puts it high in the air. Bannon's under it. Bannon takes. Hare takes Bannon. Bannon strong. Sets up possession. Highfield cleared it out. Taylor playing scrum half. Taken on there by McIntosh for Highfield. Bannon calling for support. Gallagher comes in. This time it's out to Rochford. Rochford makes it over the 22. Bannon finds Taylor. Taylor this time looks out to Paddy O'Toole. O'Toole puts the boot to it, up the touchline. Well taken there by Hare. Kicks it back down to the corner. Bannon is there. Looks inside for Shane O'Riordan. O'Riordan puts the boot to it and finds an excellent touch. Great kick by O'Riordan. O'Riordan, very good Gaelic footballer. You can see there, a natural footballer, but great distance out of that kick. And now Jordan Pendeville. Pendeville with the throw in. It's loose. McIntosh driving forward. Breaks a tackle. Bannon. Out it comes to Dave O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan. Bannon finds Taylor. Taylor looking for the corner with the kick. And he finds it. A superb kick by James Taylor. Great passage of play there from Highfield. Great work there from Keating, who's being replaced by Eddie Earle for Highfield. And Owen Keating can be very happy with his performance today. And Eddie Earle will be out to make a big impression in the back row for Highfield. Prendeville with the put in for Shannon. The ball breaks loose. And under pressure, Sullivan finds touch, but still a very good attacking position for Highfield. And Callum McIntosh with his first throw in, will be hoping to find his man. 61 minutes on the clock. Highfield 6, Shannon 6. Anybody's game. McIntosh with the throw in. Dave O'Connell takes. Highfield set up the maul. Good maul set. They're driving forward. That's a great drive by Highfield. Bannon giving the orders at the back. Penalty Highfield. Free play now for Bannon. Penalty. And this time there's a card. Not releasing. Great pressure there from the Highfield pack. And referee giving the yellow card. So Highfield now have the penalty. And Shannon down to 14 for the next 10 minutes. With Colm Heffernan getting 10 minutes in the sin bin. For preventing that ball from coming out of the ruck. And Taylor is going to attempt to put Highfield ahead by 3 points. 62 minutes on the clock. Highfield 6, Shannon 6. Taylor successful with 2 kicks so far. Again, this is the left side of the pitch here will suit his right-footed kicking style. Taylor would expect to get this one. And he duly does. Highfield 9, Shannon 6. Good bit of pressure there from Highfield, rewarded with that penalty. And Shannon, bring on Jamie McGarry. Water break called. So, Jamie McGarry going on for Shannon. I haven't seen who's coming off. Shannon down to 10 men. Or down to, 14 men for the next 10 minutes. So after 64 minutes, as we take a water break, Highfield have nosed in front, 9 points to 6, 3 penalties for Taylor, against 2 for O'Sullivan for Shannon. It's been a really tight game all through. And both teams have coughed up a number of try-scoring opportunities and will be annoyed with themselves for that, but both defences have been superb.
Let's go, Shannon! Let's go, Shannon!
So, players taking their stretches, getting the water in. And 65 on the clock. Again, there will be more time than that, the referee's discretion. But Highfield 3 points ahead, 9 points to 6. O'Sullivan restarts. Taylor takes. Taylor dancing on his own 22, half block down. Salanoa in the middle of the park. Strong man driving forward. Out to O'Sullivan. Finds McGarry. Throws it out to Aguero. Aguero over the 22. And penalty for not rolling away. Shannon have a penalty advantage here. And great defence there by Highfield. So the referee will bring it back, right back to this side of the pitch. Penalty advantage. Shannon were playing with a penalty advantage. But superb defence by Highfield right across the line. Means Shannon bring it back for the penalty. Aguero thinks about a fast one. And sub Jamie Collin, good and lively there from full back. So O'Sullivan looking to level the scores here. At the moment, Highfield lead, 9 points to 6, 3 penalties to 2. John O'Sullivan, again, good position on the pitch for a right-footed kicker. Just inside the 22, about 15 metres in from the touchline. O'Sullivan to level the scores yet again.
Nice, Jano.
And he makes no mistake. Shannon 9, Highfield 9. So we're back to level pegging, 3 penalties each. 3 penalties each. And Highfield will be trying to get back to the other end of the pitch now. Taylor with the kick-off.
Let's go now, Shannon.
And Maya Cronin is limping off the pitch there. Means Keating goes back on. Great take there by Coffey.
Let's go, he comes in the air, he comes.
And Ethan Collin puts it up. Taylor, great hands by Taylor. Nice jink. Held up. Now his knees are on the ground. Great work by Taylor. Bannon. Rochford. Pops it to McIntosh. McIntosh very strong. Runs into Salanoa, an equally strong man. Back to Shane O'Riordan. And he puts serious height on that one. Paddy O'Toole's up there. But very well taken there. Ball goes loose, runs forward. Just as Ethan Heffernan was about to make a go with it.
Let's go, Kieran Ryan. All right, let's go.
So Highfield will have the scrum. Just inside their own half. Nine points all, 69 minutes on the clock. This has been an incredibly closely contested game. Both defences have been excellent. Try-scoring opportunities have been few and far between, but both kickers have taken their opportunities. 3 successful kicks each by James Taylor and John O'Sullivan. Now Highfield right in the middle of the pitch, just inside their own half. Bannon with the put in. And they've got Taylor and O'Riordan at both sides of the scrum. 2 excellent ball players. So options both sides. So Bannon with the put in. And the new front row for Shannon collapses, and referee says penalty against you. So the Highfield front row will be very happy with that. And Taylor is going to have a go from about 2 meters inside his own half, right in the middle of the pitch. We've seen him kick from this distance before, and there's no wind worth talking about. What little wind there is coming from behind him. So Taylor, an excellent kicker, showing great confidence here, willing to have a go from inside his own half. This to nudge Highfield ahead again. At 71 minutes, Highfield 9, Shannon 9. 3 penalties each. And Taylor will be very happy if he gets this one over. With the right foot. Hasn't got the distance. Just drifts wide. It had the distance. And cleared there by Ethan Collin. Good clearance kick. So Highfield will go again. Great effort by Taylor. Had the distance. Just drifted to the left of the post. So, Callum McIntosh to put into the line. Looking for O'Sullivan, robbed. Robbed there by Coffey. And McIntosh won't be happy with that. Stack takes. And Stack very strong there. Under pressure from Aguero. Rochford. Bannon. Taylor. Taylor's going for distance here. And that's a huge kick by Collin. Taken by Bannon. Inside to Reardon. Reardon having a look at his options. Comes up the left touchline. Covered there by O'Sullivan. Inside to McGarry. McGarry with a huge kick. Down to Bannon. Bannon inside to Taylor. Taylor ducks to the far touchline. A huge kick by Taylor. Bounces. Taken by Flannery. Flannery jinking. Up to the 22. Over the 22. And now Shannon come over the halfway line. Salanoa into McCarthy. Makes the halfway line. Alan Flannery again. And Highfield get the penalty. Super defence there by the Highfield backline. Super stuff. And Colm Heffernan returns after his 10 minutes in the bin. So Shannon restored to the full 15. And they'll be happy that they conceded nothing in that 10 minutes. Taylor. And Taylor will be very disappointed with that. Tried to get maximum distance out of it, but it just carried on over the dead ball line. And Shannon now have the scrum about 2 meters inside the Highfield half. Very uncharacteristic of Taylor there. He'll be disappointed with that one. Giving the possession back to Shannon. So Shannon scrum. They were penalised last time. They'll hope to do better this time. Give a better attacking platform. "76 minutes on the clock. Highfield 9, Shannon 9. Still anybody's game. And Collin to put in. This time, Shannon get the penalty. Alan Flannery, very hard man to bring down. Great defence there by Gallagher. Highfield drive over, and great work there by Keating. And Highfield get the penalty. Super work there by Keating and Gallagher for Highfield. Super work. Great counter-rucking by Gallagher. And Taylor will hope to do better with this one. And indeed he does. A super kick this time by Taylor. Brings it right up to the Shannon 22. So 77 minutes on the clock. Highfield will be looking to get some points. At this stage of the game, any score is vital. And McIntosh with the throw into the line out. This is a very important one for both teams. If Highfield can secure possession, it gives them a great attacking platform. This time, robbed yet again by Shannon. That's 2 lineouts in a row in very good attacking positions that Shannon have robbed brilliantly. The ball goes out the back line. O'Sullivan. The crowd over there shouting about a forward pass. Referee's not giving it. Highfield driving over the ball. O'Toole playing scrum half. Keating. The big man goes forwards, driven backwards. Bannon. Taylor. Dave O'Connell. This time Gallagher plays scrum half. O'Riordan. That's a great kick by O'Riordan. Right into the Shannon 22. About 5 meters out from the line. 5-6 meters out. Super kick by O'Riordan. Now Highfield will hope to put a bit of pressure on the Shannon line out. Having lost 2 of their own. The last 2 superbly robbed by Shannon. So now Prendeville will be hoping to find his man here. Highfield will be looking to put a bit of pressure on. And Highfield's Rochford receiving attention. Players using the opportunity to get some drinks in. 79 minutes on the clock, plus whatever injury time, stoppage time the referee adds on. So a vital stage of the game for both teams. And a vital throw-in for Jordan Prendeville. Right, Prendeville. Gets it in there. Superbly taken by Coffey. And he won the penalty. Great work on the line out there by Coffey. Highfield penalised for going onto the player. 80 minutes on the clock, but like I say, referee's time. And John O'Sullivan to clear the lines for Shannon. And he does so. So we're about 10 meters outside the Shannon 22.
Let's go, Coffee. Put it down now.
And Prendeville to put it in. Highfield again trying to put a bit of pressure on this line out. And this time O'Sullivan robbed it. Dropped into his hands. O'Sullivan secured it. Into Eddie Earl. Earl, very strong in the drive forward. Presents it. Bannon, Taylor, O'Sullivan. Paddy O'Toole. Bannon finds Dave O'Connell. Great tackle by Charlie Carmody. Fintan O'Sullivan. Hands on the ground there. Bannon, Rochford, Gallagher, Taylor, Dave O'Sullivan. Well tackled by Flannery. Bannon, giving the instructions. O'Sullivan again. This time he runs into 3 players. Bannon finds McIntosh. McIntosh breaks the first tackle. Bannon. Taylor. Taylor checks. Goes inside. Well tackled. Driven back into his own half. Bannon. This time out to McIntosh. McIntosh breaks the first tackle. Runs into 2 tacklers. Bannon. Dave O'Connell. What a break by O'Connell. Now he needs support. Bannon. Gallagher. Bannon again. Looking for the penalty. McIntosh. McIntosh. O'Toole. Eddie Earl. Earl, very strong man. Uses the fend well. Bannon. Taylor. Ben Murphy. Sustained attack here by Highfield. O'Sullivan again. O'Riordan. Flat pass. Finds Ian McCarthy. Tossed it back, but offside. Killian Deneen didn't retreat. Follow the ball. And penalty to Highfield. Drama here at the very end of the game. And Bannon says we'll take the kick. And Taylor with a golden opportunity here. We've got 83 minutes on the clock. We're in referee's time. 9 points all. 9 points all. Time must be very nearly up. James Taylor with a chance to win this game for Highfield. It's been an enthralling contest. 2 very, very evenly matched sides. 2 excellent defences. And now Taylor to try and win it. And he's missed it. He's missed it. James Taylor is very disappointed. The game ends. Highfield 9, Shannon 9. James Taylor disappointed. He had an excellent game. Very close game. And I think maybe a fair result at the end of the day. Neither team could get away from the other. And superb game overall. Really closely contested. And Shannon's next game is Malone away. They'll be looking to get something out of that. And Highfield are travelling, or Malone at home, I beg your pardon, for Shannon. And Highfield travel away to the city of Armagh next week. So both teams have to settle for a draw today. Highfield 9, Shannon 9. Very close game. And both teams a little bit disappointed not to win it, but it was a very tight game. And again, just it remains for me to thank you all for joining us here in Woodleigh Park this afternoon for this AIL Division 1B clash. And we'll hope to see you next time we're here at home in Woodleigh Park. Thank you for joining us this afternoon, to all our friends all over the globe. No? Work okay?
Perfect. It's a great move. You're a star.
Normally it stops as soon as you go home. Normally it kind of goes down and starts beeping and it stops.
Yes, it does its own thing. Oh my God.
Pity it wasn't this solid for the whole game.
Yeah.
This wobbly thing, boy.
Yeah. Did it have much effect on the picture?
A small bit.
Yeah.
So they were very happy. Thanks very much
That's
to our
great.
viewers, guys. The stream will now end, so thank
That's
you.
brilliant. But overall, it's been a great success, the streaming. We had, was it 500 or 600 last time? And I'd say it is upwards it'll go, because the word will go, you know, people abroad will be telling each other. Yeah, it's hard to tell now, I suppose, that old Wesley are joint top with us. If they win today, they'll go ahead of us.
Yeah,
But you know, that Shannon team will be hard on anybody.